we've got all the guys again. I've reset them, so now I'm gonna go through all of them. Anshi, A tier, cause the attacks are good, and I like the OC. I think the OC, the objective control being boosted is really nice for units if you really want to make sure you want to get that 30 objective control for 10 guys on that one space. 10 battle line guys too. You're not gonna lose that objective, that's for sure. Shadow Sun, B tier. There's a lot of commanders. I feel like the guys without the non-battlesuit commanders do a lot better because they're not focused on leading crisis suits, and the crisis suits are kind of bad. On to crisis suits. I think crisis suits, debatable, D tier. They kept them the same with the buff to strength, meaning toughness. Them having the same strength, I don't think they're gonna do that well. I think a dreadnought could walk up the board onto a squad of crisis suits, and they'd be dead. Alright, next we're gonna have to do these two together, because I don't think you can take a Pathfinder team without taking Dark. Well, alright. Darkstrider, I'm gonna keep him here. Pathfinder team's S tier, because since you take the recon drone in the middle, you've actually got infiltrator, which means you can set up your Pathfinder team on an objective and you can keep them there the whole game. Tau, if anybody's in the deployment zone first turn, you're probably doing something wrong. So Pathfinder teams, I think this is really cool that they can just set up anywhere on the board, and it's gonna be hard trying to figure out where you're gonna drop your Pathfinder team, because there's gonna be a lot of options, and Pathfinder teams are gonna be really useful. Alright, Darkstrider. I'm pretty sure I put Darkstrider in B tier, because his +1 to wounds for the unit he is leading sounds really nice, right? But he can only lead Pathfinder teams, and Pathfinder teams, they don't really need the +1 to wound. It's more they can't get hits in because they're gonna be guiding people. They're not gonna be the ones being spotted. They're gonna be the spotters. That's the whole idea behind the Pathfinder team. So it would be better to give Pathfinder teams +1 to hit from Darkstrider, or maybe Darkstrider has an aura and he has lone operator, so Darkstrider can... No, that doesn't make sense, because people who spot cannot be the people who are being spotted. So it would just be better if Darkstrider has a +1 to hit, or Darkstrider, something that lets the Pathfinder team be spotted while also spotting other units. That would be nice. Devilfish, S+. So there was a really fun command point last edition where your breacher team could drop out after your Devilfish made an advance move, and they can do that now for free, which is nice, because you can just have your Devilfish speed up to an objective, drop off the breachers, spot the breachers, and the breachers just gonna go ham on whatever's on that objective. Whatever's on that objective, dead. Alright, Ethereal, I think it was A tier on top of Anshi. You can take up to 3 Ethereals, which is gonna be nice, and they give you Feel No Pain 5-up, which is nice. It's not great, it's just a Feel No Pain 5. Well, Feel No Pain 5 is really nice, but since you're taking them on battle line units like breachers and fire teams, it's not really gonna make sense. Whereas if you're taking an ethereal on maybe like crisis suits. A crisis suits Feel No Pain 5-up would be nice, but you can't do that. They also get CP if start of your command phase, roll d6. On a 4-up, you gain 1 CP, which is not the best. It's not the best to get CP, but if you want to Feel No Pain 5-up, I don't know. It's just pretty mediocre at everything it does. Right? Maybe, no, not B tier though. Firesight Marksman, F tier. Because you can only shoot from the guy who's looking through the drones. The drones don't matter at all. You just need the guy who looks through the drones. That's so dumb to me. The whole idea of Firesight Marksmen is that you've got these drones going off in all different directions, making it hard for your opponent to play, right? But no, it's just the guy. Let's see how many points this guy is. Firesight Marksman. I don't even care how many points it is. It's dumb. 70 points. No. What are you doing, TW? It's not even funny one. Hammerhead, S+, because you get to reroll, 1 hit roll, 1 wound roll. You get, basically, you got heavy, so if you stay still, you get a 3-up. If you're targeting a vehicle or monster, you get a 3-up, because it's got targeting vehicle or monster +1 to hit, which is really nice. So there's lots of ways to get 2-ups, and even more ways to get 3-ups. If you're not getting at least a 3-up with this guy, you're doing something wrong. So these, I feel like a lot of the vehicles are going to be doing really well. So it's going to be hard to play. Alright. Might just be me. This guy's so awesome. I want to eat chicken tikka masala. That's what I'm going to eat for lunch. Okay. This guy's awesome. I love him. He does everything I want him to do and more. You can't shoot him unless you're within 12 inches. He moves around the map really well. He can fall back once. He's got good strength characteristics on his weapons. He is top tier. He is a guy doing his own thing. He's gonna cause so much mayhem. I want one of him. Skyray Gunship. A tier? No, B tier. It's just a worse railgun. Why wouldn't you play railguns? Railguns are just nicer. Because they're more expensive. And I don't think they're gonna have the hits go through as much. I mean, sure, if you want to play them, they'll be cool, but I don't see the point. I'm putting all the Kroot stuff high A tier, because the Feel No Pain 5-up is really nice for Grizzly Feast. It's really nice to have the Kroot Shaper help them eat more, right? I like that idea. I think all of the Kroot should have Grizzly Feast's ability, where if you kill a unit in close combat, you get 5 of Feel No Pains. That would be cool. That would be super cool, but sadly they do not. I do like that units like the Krootox Rider, they've worked off the Kroot. Like, the Kroot give them +1 to hit just by being near them. That's pretty cool. And the Kroot also give these guys +1 to wound. And these guys can be spotters as well. So these guys are going to be causing a lot of mayhem, spotting, getting +1 to wound if they're near Kroot. Sadly, they don't. If these guys had objective control, these guys would be the S+ unit. These guys, Kroot Hounds, they would be S+ if they had objective control. But I think GW knows just how overpowered that is. Alright, not enough in C tier, so we're gonna put Farstalker Kinbad in C tier, because I don't know, the rules, they don't seem that good. They've got their Kroot Hounds, but the Kroot Hounds don't seem that good. They've got their menagerie of guys, but they're kind of very expensive compared to Kroot carnivores, and their bounty hunting ability is pretty cool. It's fun, but I don't think they're powerful enough to get hits in to where it's like important that they're hunting down a unit. I think you could probably set these guys up to do pretty well, but I don't know. It'll take some time to see how well they do. Alright, the long strike. S tier, because his lethal hits ability is dumb, because these guys got devastating wounds. They're making the hits anyway. It doesn't matter if they get a 6 to hit, because then they get the devastating wounds, and they can reroll the wound roll, and they're practically always wounding on 2-ups. Why would you want lethal hits? You want devastating wounds? Devastating wounds is just better. I'm not sure why you'd want both lethal hits and devastating wounds. It doesn't make sense. It's just a more expensive, and you get slightly better shooting, but you don't need slightly better shooting because there's way too many ways to make it hit on 2-ups in the first place. So long strike's kind of weird. Anva, he is pretty cool. He is really cool. He's basically going to be unkillable. Like, for a turn, you can give him a 2-up invulnerable save. His guys have a lot of... I think he's got, like, maybe... Yeah, 7 health in total. 2-up invulnerable save. He's going to be really hard to kill. You can basically put him on an objective, and that objective is yours. He helps with leadership tests. It would be nice if he just gave out your guys past leadership. That would be nice, but he doesn't, sadly. He just gives +1 to leadership, but he's going to be impossible to kill with his 2-up invulnerable save. That is dumb. Unless you get, like, devastating wounds. Alright, piranhas, S+. So, the thing that makes piranhas super good is they come with 2 seeker missiles for 55 points, and they also force battle shock tests once per turn, which is really nice. It would be nice if it forced battle shock tests once per game, right? But each one forced a battle shock test once per turn. So I don't see the use of taking like 3 piranhas. I think you should take like 1 model, force battle shock, and get on that objective. And if they fail the battle shock test, then you just get the objective. There's nothing they can do about it, and that'll be fun. Okay, this isn't the Sun Shark Bomber. This is the Razor Black Fight, Razor Shark Strike Fighter. This guy, he's C tier for me, and I'll tell you why. He costs a lot of points. I think he's like 150, right? Razor Shark Strike, 165, right? He can't even take out like 1 unit. He doesn't have enough shooting. He puts out like 10 shots per turn with like 3 up against ground units. But if you just get assault intercessors, they put 20 shots per turn, 3 ups per ground unit, and they're 95 points or something like that. Well, probably not. They're probably like 190 points. But why would you take a Razor Shark Strike Fighter when you could take a Breacher team instead, right? It doesn't make sense to me. Well, there's reasons, but everything's got scouts. It doesn't matter that you move that much faster. Alright, the Sun Shark Bomber. I put the Sun Shark Bomber in A tier because there's an ability, I think it's the grenades ability, that just does what Sun Shark Bomber does, but worse. So the fact that you could basically just get this command point thing for like 200 points, I think 150 points, is nice. It doesn't affect every model. It only affects 1 model though, which is kind of dumb. But it also does get its hunter killer missiles or seeker missiles, which are nice. So A tier, it goes. Controversial thing number 2. Riptide, D tier. I think it should have higher than strength 9 wounds. That guy looks like he could put out strength like 12 wounds at least. Strength 12 at least for twin fusion blasters. Strength 9 for a twin fusion blaster? Oh wait, no. Strength 10 at least for his ion accelerator, and like strength 11 for overcharge. Cause strength 8 ain't gonna get you nowhere. This guy's supposed to kill everything in his way. He cannot take down a rhino or a dreadnought. If this guy sees a dreadnought coming, he's gonna shiver in his 235 point boots. 235 points, and he can't even kill a dreadnought. Dreadnought would kill him easily. I don't think he's gonna see that much play, because he's just too much of a chunk of points. Like, these guys are too much of a chunk of points for not getting out enough shooting. Alright, now time to be biased. Top of A tier, stealth battle suits. They do what stealth battle suits need to do. Their ability to use a homing beacon, and they've also got their +1 to wound. Well, yeah, +1 to wound for any person they spot, which is nice. Breacher S+, you should know this by now. I don't know, there's nothing else I need to say. You should know why Breachers are S+. S, because he's 500 points, but he gets his shots through like butter. C tier, these guys aren't doing much. Not doing much at all. They're just not that good. Not as good as they used to be. They're no longer 36 inches to hit or anything like that. Tactical drones. These guys, bad. They're 70 points. They should not be 70 points for tactical drones. So, Vespid Stingwings. I don't like them that much. I think they're kind of bland. They move quickly, but when everything on the board has like scouts 7 to 9 inches, that doesn't really matter. And also, they've got infiltrators. A lot of the units do. So, Vespid Stingwings having their good movement and their ability to go into your reinforcements / deep strike out of the field during your movement phase doesn't seem that good. It would be nice if it was after like the charge phase, so if your enemy didn't charge this unit, you can pick him up and put him anywhere on the other side of the board next turn. Kind of like how the Cold Star in 9th edition could jump for his movement phase. He could kind of go into reinforcements and Manta Strike anywhere or Deep Strike. But no, they've just got go into reinforcements, which I think is kind of dumb. Alright, quick round for the next 4. They're all like, well, next 3 are just generic captains. Alright, D tier is the Crisis Captain. Well, B tier is the Crisis Captain. It helps the Crises hit more, and since the Crises are bad, they do need that help, but it's not as good as the Cold Star Battlesuit, the Cold Star Commander. Cold Star Commander is better than Crisis Commander because it gives all of Crisis suits the Assault keyword, meaning they can advance. And since the Crisis suits need to advance, it's their special ability. Why do you need a Cold Star Battlesuit to command them to be able to do that? I think these fighting battlesuits are not going to be doing that well. The Crisises, the Enforcers, and the Cold Star are not going to be doing that well. Enforcer Battlesuit, I'm going to put in B tier. I'm going to move Crisis Battlesuit down to C tier because he's really not that good. He's maybe better than the Vespid Stinglings. His ability is really just +1 to hit, and they do need it, but compared to the ability to get 18 inches off every time for Crisis Suits with Cold Star, and the Enforcer Commander's ability to subtract 1 from the AP of all attacks coming in, is really nice. It'll make sure the survivability of these units will be a lot better, keeping them on the battlefield for a longer time. But other than that, it's not really that good because they're all focusing on these Crisis Suits, and I don't think the Crisis Suits are going to do that well. I could be completely wrong. I could be flabbergasted by how wrong I am, but I like the big shooters. I like the Daka. But who knows? Crisis and Riptide could be really good. I just personally think they're not going to be. Farsight, I forgot. No, wait. Okay. Add 1 to wound rolls for the unit he's leading. He's leading Crisis Suits. I think this is good. I think this goes right in between Enforcer and Crisis Commander, because if you're leading a squad of Self Battle Suits and you drop them right next to you homing beacon in right on an objective with somebody, you can shoot them up, dash in, you use Farsight to hopefully kill off the rest of the models in the fight phase and take the objective. Alright, Broadside Battlesuit. Broadside Battlesuit, I put him in S tier. He was really, well, he's not really good. He's just pretty good. 110 points. I think it's a bit less points than before. He's got his missile drones, which everybody's going to be using with the free drones. And I don't know if anybody's going to use the high yield missile pods over the laser rifle he's got, because with the laser rifle's ability to now hit on 2-ups, the use for high yield missile pods is gone. But the laser rifle he has, I need to stop calling it a laser rifle. His heavy rail rifle, with its ability to hit on 2-ups now, it's going to see a lot more use because it's more consistent. Okay, now for the last one, Cadre Fireblade. I'm going to put Cadre Fireblade and S+ in front of the Ghost skill, because Cadre Fireblade, what he does is he gives 1 more attack to the unit he's commanding, which are going to be the Breachers or the Fire Team or Strike Team, whatever they're called anymore. The Breachers having 1 more hit attack, it's like really good. It's having another 5 units on top of that. It's like having 15 people, except objective control is still only 20. So the 30 attacks out of the Breachers, that's gonna definitely rip somebody up with everybody coming out of that Devilfish, because the Cadre Fireblade can also be in that Devilfish, because Devilfish has the ability to take 3 Tau infantry units. So battle lines, you're definitely going to see a lot of Breachers. Characters, you're definitely going to see at least 1 Cadre Fireblade if they're running Breachers. And that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you don't like it, then I don't know, make your own. Read the rules. I highly suggest that everybody here reads the rules. They're fun to look at them and think about them. More people who read the rules and find scuffed stuff, the more things that they have to fix, because more people found scuffed stuff. But it'll be funny to see what they consider fixing and what they consider to be fine at GW. And, well, have fun. And remember to have fun painting your models. I think that's a good outro, isn't it? Yeah, that's a good outro. Oh yeah, subscribe. Subscribbly dibbly. If you want to do this tier list, it's going to be on Tier Maker, I guess. And that's the end of the video.